family. King Noah ABC. King Noah ABC. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, family. Good morning, family. What? King Noah ABC. King Noah ABC. Good morning, good morning, good morning, family. Good morning, family. What? King Noah ABC. King Noah ABC. Check. Good morning, family. We had to go live today. Been so busy, so many things going on. We had to go live, so all these special encounters with the fam and with people that shows that God is still in control had to be documented. Now, right now, I'm regretting I forgot my water because the mobile studio's getting toasty. Let me turn up the air. Bingo! The essence of life. If you don't drink water, you are surely going to die. If you don't drink water, you are surely going to die. Message. If you don't, listen, I hate water. But if you don't drink water, you're going to, it's worse than, not drinking water is worse than smoking 2 packs of cigarettes a day. Family, drink some water. Anyway, coming to y'all live, trying to get out before the heat is out. I know everybody been burning up because it's hot. Because it's the summertime, baby. I don't know if y'all seen my Fly Like an Eagle video, but I bought one of them electric scooters. Love it. Be careful. I love it. I miss riding bikes. But anyway, today, like on the first live, I was frustrated about trying to share my knowledge of the music business with family, and they wouldn't listen. So I made a video about, you know what I'm saying, what I knew and why I knew what I knew. I had spoke to another associate of mine and told him a couple of my other stories, and he said, "Yo, bro, you gotta tell that story." So, we got a couple more stories about the music business for people who are interested. You need to know the pitfalls, the traps, the demons, and the enemies that are waiting for you. They're waiting on you. So anyway, we got 2 stories we're gonna tell about the music business. They got me to the point. I'd rather do this. I don't wanna make no song that the radio or they're playing. Too many people involved, too much money involved, and the artists always get screwed in the end. So look, one story I never forget, the Eminem P. Diddy story. Eminem had already been to everything, movie, all that. And so he heard a lot of rumors about Puff Daddy. And so he decided to pretend to be a new artist, send him a demo tape, and try to set up a deal with Puff Daddy. So, so far it worked. Sent him the music, went and met with Puff Daddy. Up to my light. And met with him, and when they were sitting down, he was talking to Puff Daddy, and Puff Daddy said, "I don't care nothing about your music. I want to know how good you could get me fellatio." Eminem had on a mask. And when Puff Daddy said that, Eminem took off his mask. Puff Daddy saw who he was, jumped up and ran out the restaurant. Now, you can look this up for yourself. But I'm letting you know, if you want to be in the music business, you need to be aware. Somebody gonna try to make you get on your knees and do something along the way. And you either gonna fold, like I don't know how many them boys done folded, or you gonna walk back and say, "Bump that bread." Listen, this is what I would like to say. If you want to get in the music business and you in this family, you must first get up in here. You are not for sale. Anyway, moving on. One more story I told a friend of mine at work. about my fellow artist, the Migos. So I had the opportunity, and I lived in Atlanta. I kind of almost blew up in Atlanta, but I wouldn't do what somebody wanted me to do. So I didn't come out in Atlanta. But on the way to almost breaking through in Atlanta, I used to perform at all the strip clubs in Atlanta. Magic City, Blue Flame, I can't remember the names, don't want to remember the names, but no one forgets Magic City. So I was a regular at Magic City on Wednesday nights because they had industry night. That's when you could come, get in the club free, park for free, and you can do your song in front of everybody and the girls dance. So I was a regular. I got a call. Son Eagle, can you come do the birthday song? I got a song called the birthday celebration. It's my girl's birthday. I got like, my Instagram had like 4 or 5 unbelievable looking strippers from Magic City asking me questions. That alone had me going crazy. And they wanted me to come Wednesday and do the birthday celebration song. So I said, all right. I came, and you know, Magic City closed at 7 a.m., so the show don't start till midnight. I'm at Magic City. I'm going to do the birthday song. I'm first because I was there early. So all this is free. I'm not getting paid, and I have to tip the people for dancing while I do the song. So I'm doing the song, and in the middle of the song, I got 10 dancers on the stage dance with me. I'm doing a birthday song. It's my birthday tonight. If you're a Leo, so you're lit. And in the middle of the song, the Migos and their whole entourage walked into Magic City. And so I saw them, but I'm a performer. I kept going. You know, it's your birthday tonight. I'm doing the song, they dancing, I'm throwing ones. I got like 200 ones. I'm singing and throwing money. I'm having a blast. And in the middle of the song, the Migos motioned to the DJ, cut it. So as I'm singing, the music stopped. I'm still singing. And I said, DJ, where the music go? He's like, hey. I'm like, hey, what, man? How much money I'm spending tonight to do this? And yo, turn my music back on. He's like, can't do it. I said, why? He said, they told me not to. I said, who? He said, them. I said, who the F is them? He said, oh, that's the Migos. Oh, I said, F the Migos? You better turn my music back on. He said, bruh. I said, hey, man, turn my music back. Then he cut off my microphone. And I just dropped the mic on the stage, went back to my table, sat down, and was frustrated because I've been through a lot to get her to do this show, make these girls happy, and they didn't cut my song off in the middle of the song. And I like the Migos. So anyway, I'm sitting in the corner because if you don't know, if you ever go to the club by yourself, you sit in the corner. Don't let nobody get behind you. I don't know if you ever been hit in the back of the head by a stranger or kicked in the back of the head. I've had that privilege. Strangers. Anyway, so when I go by myself, ain't nobody behind me. Anyway, so went back to my seat, and I see 9 people walking towards me. Interesting. It's the Migos. So I'm like, yo, what's up? They say, hey, man, I'm on here stood up. There's 9 people. They say, hey, man, what you say? I said, what you talking about? They said, when you was up there, what did you say, nigga? I said, huh? They said, did you say F the Migos? I said, no, bruh. I said, I F with the Migos. You know what I'm saying? Hey, rich nigga town out there said it's hard. They was like, I thought that's what you said. But don't get me wrong. Ain't a skirt bone in my body. It was 3 little niggas, because the Migos are little niggas to me. They don't exercise, they not big, they ain't got no muscle tone, they ain't got no endurance. I wasn't worried about them. I'd have mollywhopped the floor with all 3 of them. It was the 7 big, swole, 200-300 pound brothers standing behind them that made me think and quick. So I'm like, no, I F with the Migos, y'all. So they walked away, and I swallowed my pride, sat back down, and tried to figure out how to get the hell out of Magic City before they stomped me to death. So my dilemma, because I call that 38 grandma game, I call it grandma. My dilemma, because grandma was in the car. I could have easily went out to the car, wait on them little niggas to come out and show them. Huh? But God always tell me when I want to get on some real dumb crap, God be like, nah, bruh. Nah, you can't do that. So anyway, I left it alone. So for many, many years, because this happened in like, man, 2000. Whenever Rich Nigga Timeline came out, that's when this happened. So many, many years, I had some resentment for the Migos. And I was like, in my mind, I said, because I knew I was going to make it in music. I said, one day I'm going to see them Negroes at the Grammys. And we going to talk again about this. So anyway, I just left it alone, went on living my life. And the whole thing that happened in Texas with the Migos about a dice game. And I said to myself, I wonder, was that the one that was the one that confronted me? Oh, man. I ain't mad no more, dog. I don't hold no vengeance, man. You reap what you sow. Everybody ain't got God on their side to stop them from smoking you. Y'all, you don't, when you have money, see, this what, being in the music, you want to know why rappers get killed? You get in the music business, you get that money, you get that power, you think you something. You think you can talk to anybody, treat anybody like they nothing. They still people. And when you run into a person who ain't got nothing to lose and no reason to live, just because you're a rapper, you can still get knocked. All my favorite rappers got knocked. Pop, Dolph, Camouflage, Bankroll, knocked. Because when you get that money, like, nigga, I got $500,000 in the bank. Shut your broke ass. See, when you disrespect people just because you got money, you end up ending your life. They disrespected me just because they had money. I chose not to be a killer that day. Anyway, we're done with the music business. So if you want to be all my aspiring rappers and singers, if you want to be in the music business, know that your life and your family's life depends on it. And know that your morality and your everything about you depends on it. So count the cost. And we done with the music business. Now we getting back in tune with God is still in control, family. So another funny thing I had to document. So one of my family members recently fell and broke their extremity. And we have a big family reunion every summer, and they one of the main pieces. So I spoke to them, they real upset. They like, man, I'm so mad, man, I can't do my thing at the family reunion. You know that's my thing. Every year I plan for that. I can't even move around. I'm gonna have to just sit down and look at y'all. I said, look, fam, some way, some reason, God had a plan for this. He was like, man, I don't see how he had a plan. I said, he had to have a plan. Everything that happens, God has a plan for. Fam was like, man, I don't see no plan why I can't do my favorite day of the year be me. I said, listen, if God don't have a plan for everything we go through, he got a lot of explaining to do to me. Because I've been through so many things. Say you broke something? Yeah, I broke both ankles, both bones of my legs, pelvis, 3 herniated discs in my back, 3 herniated discs in my leg, shoulder, jaw, 13 concussions. I have broken wrists, this one. I broke a lot. My residency is a hospital and I ain't no doctor. So, the only way I could make it through with a smile with all this brokenness is because somehow God had a plan. to turn your injuries into something special and powerful. And I'm now awakening to this awareness that yes, every bone I broke tells a story. When I suffered from spontaneous pneumothorax, let me share that again. When this situation called spontaneous pneumothorax fell upon me, that means out of nowhere your lungs collapse. Yeah, at this time I was coming out of my hammy, my little rig with my trailer, minding my business, and my lung collapsed while I was driving. So, when I was able to remember Harlem Nights when they locked the boy in Harlem Nights when they locked the detective in the safe, and they was like, "Yo, we gonna send somebody to come get you on Monday. I don't think it's enough air in the safe, but if you want to survive, take real short breaths. Go. You might make it to Monday." He was like, I thought about that when my lung collapsed and I was driving. I thought about Harlem Nights, so I started going and not moving, no movement, and I said, "What do? I Googled hospital." When my lungs collapsed, I'm on the highway coming out of Miami. I Google hospital, and Google say 0.3 miles away. I get off the highway, I'm at the hospital. Anyway, get to the hospital, and when I get to the hospital, I get in there, they ain't listening to me. I tell them I'm having a heart attack, whatever. They find out my lungs collapsed. They get me in the back. They're like, "All right, your lungs collapsed. All right, we're going to intubate you." I'm like, "I don't know what that means, but whatever. I can't breathe." And so one doctor was talking to me, and then 7 nurses walked in the room. And evidently, in order to intubate you, it takes a whole lot. So they are going to intubate me. After they held me down, they took what I thought was about a 1/2-inch tube. No, they took a 1/2-inch needle. It's about this big. They took a needle this big with a tube on the inside, held my arm over, stuck me right in the side. Awake. I'm looking. And you know what? I made a sound that made me remember. They said Jesus made a yelp when they stuck him. I made that yelp. And immediately my mind, my spirit went into the void. And in the void, I appear on the side of a river sitting on a bench made out of a tree. And I'm sitting there with Jesus. And I'm asking him, why am I going through this? Why did my lungs collapse? Why have I spent so much of my life in the hospital? Broken, bad, bruised. I've been in an oxygen tent. I've been like, why? Since a child, I was riddled with pain and suffering. Jesus, why? He said, because you had to have this training and experience for your purpose. I said, man, I had so much pain. I can't even explain. Please tell me. I'm done, man. I don't know, Lord, I don't know how much more. I've been in the hospital for months and weeks since I was a baby. I don't know how much more I could take. He said this was it. I said, me getting my side pierced? He said, yes, that's the last one. I said, well, why did I have to get my side pierced? He said, because they pierced my side. I wanted you to experience all the pain I did. I said, why? He said, because I'm with you, my son. Anyway, I'm going to leave that there. Believe it or not, call the hospital and ask them, call North Florida Medical Center and ask them, there's a hospital that will tell you I'm a miracle because they intubated me and discharged me in 4 days. They intubated me and discharged me in 4 days because the tube fell out on day 1. On day 2, the clothes in my chest was closed. On day 3, they said ain't no reason for you to be in the hospital. Google intubation recovery. All right. So, with all that being said, I told my aunt, if you got any issues with your injuries, I'm an injury czar. I've been injured from head. I've been cracked. I've had bones cracked on this body from here to my toe. And I had to recover from all of them. And not only did I recover, I'm bigger, better, and stronger. So, family, if you got questions about injuries, crutches, wheelchairs, stools, walkers, anything you need to come back from being immobilized, holla at your boy. And not to mention that my mother is a cancer remission for 13 years. She is the ultimate injury survivor. So now, the spirit keep telling me, y'all, y'all messing with me. We have 1.26 million views, and then we did this in less than 2 years. So, if you ever see something on my page you like, please, what they say, please like, subscribe, share, and if you want to give into this mission, that I will never stop, I will never surrender. I've been shot at, kicked at, stomped in, stomped out. It's a song about it. Never surrender. You can give a super thanks if you feel moved by anything we did. Give a super thanks. If not, don't worry about it. So now, last thing I want to tell you about was I had wrote something down. I had some more artists. Now, man, to be honest, I'm done. Right now, we're gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna talk about 2 things. Since I was young, I've been giving everything that I get. Everything I get, I give it away. Since a baby, I just been like that. You want some candy here? You can have some of mine. You want some potato chips? You want a bike? I got 3. You can have a bike. And even in my hardest moment, it was a family member I was at war with, but they was going through life. I had 3 cars, they had none. We wanted to fight each other. I had 3 cars, they had none. I still gave them a car. Listen, forgiveness and giving is liberation from this evil world. When people do stuff to you, people piss you off, and you have bitterness, you have resentment, you mad, that stops you from doing what you want to do. You can't enjoy your steak and shrimp when you mad at somebody. I like to enjoy my steak and shrimp. Bump what you did. I learned to forgive. Not only, if you really want to elevate your life, forgive somebody that pissed you off and then do something for them. That sparks something in the universe that make people open doors for you. Make manna fall out, money fall out. Anything you want, that start making your words manifest. Forgive the person that harmed you and sow a seed into their life. Show them a gift of love that breaks their brain and puts a mark in the universe. You will receive a harvest. Last thing. Whoa, and I'm tired. It's a lot of y'all out there like me who light bearers, my family. You've been learning, you've been growing, you've been going in here for knowledge and introspecting information. Now you're having to deal with this new knowledge and still being around people who still back there. You see you've been elevated. You see mentally, spiritually, and frequency. You've been elevated. But your surroundings still back there. It's hard growing into this new skin, but God said, I'm a creating you a new thing. Old things will be passed away. All things will be coming anew. If you're going through that right now, if you're feeling that, I celebrate you, I salute you, and I'm telling you, the best is yet to come. You are now clutch. To all my family members, y'all clutch. Do your thing. King Noah and Nisi loves you. Once again, we done a live episode. And I'll never give up. I'll never surrender. I'll never give up.